Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully made one necklace and earring set. We are now going to move on to some stretch bracelets. And I have got a couple of different options for us. So I have got Elonga 0.7 millimeter stretch cord. I have Elonga 1 millimeter stretch cord. And I have elasticity stretch cord in clear, and also I got a little bit of the pearl left. So I'm just going to demonstrate how you can make different bracelets with different types of material. So for the first one, I'm going to use this big long bracelet stringing needle. So if you've never seen one of these, you can get one of these on Beadalon. All these are also from Beadalon, and I am going to use this 0.7. And so for the reason for this is this is a very thin, get you see it. So this is a very thin versus the 1 millimeter. There we go. So you can see. Now what I do with this 0.7 is I double it up. And the reason that I do that or use this versus the 1 millimeter is so I can hide knots. So if given an option, I like to use this 0.7 because then it's easier to hide the knots because of the knot you're going to tie in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut I like to have a little more than I need, so I'm going to cut maybe like 1.5 feet maybe. And you probably won't need that much, but you never know. I'd rather have more than not enough. And so I am going to pre-stretch a little bit this cord, and I'm going to double it like so. I'm going to leave it right there. So now we're going to get into the beads, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I am going to do mostly these agates. The thing about stones, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to do that. Okay. So the thing about stones is that they're individually drilled, and sometimes they don't all have the same hole. So like, see, this one's big enough, this one is not. Apparently it was. I just didn't have it in there the right way. So hopefully we have enough to go all the way around, fill up this needle. So this needle is supposed to make, well, this is a larger needle. This one is a 10-inch. They also make an 8-inch needle. And so if you're making a larger bracelet, you pretty much want to fill this almost up. The 8-inch ones, I have both and I use both. So it just kind of depends on the size of bracelet you want to make. Usually when I use this, I only fill it to be like maybe 8.5, 9 inches because these are stretch bracelets. So we'll see how much beads we got. and we're going to take our alonga. So now this is the 0.7 alonga. You're going to bring it up so the tails are even, and you're going to have this loop on the end here. You're going to take that loop and you're going to stick the needle through and pull it down so that your thread is then, or your alonga is then in between the needle hook on the end. Now what you do, gravity is your friend. You're going to flip this over and you're just going to start letting these beads come off there. You kind of do got to give them a little twist for them to come off. Okay, just want you guys to be able to see. They're just coming off the needle. Sometimes you got to give them a little twisty twist, but again, gravity is your friend. Just keep going. You don't want to pull too much. You want to make sure you're bringing all this down and you're not putting too much strain on that loop that's in the needle, because it will break through the thread if you pull on it too much, or the alonga. Okay, so you just want to twist. It's going to stretch, that's fine, but you just don't want to stretch it too much. Okay, so once we get here, we're just going to make sure everything's coming out of here, okay? Take it off the needle, and this is what you have. You have this little loop. You have all your beads on. Oh, I got a little fray. Okay, that's going to be in my knot, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. And what I do is I stretch it like this. I stretch the beads out on the cord. Get them comfortable to stretching, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your tails and you're going to put it inside the loop. Okay, so one side goes through the loop. Then you pick up both the tails together and so you got one side in there and one knot. You got them both together, and now you're going to kind of tighten this up. I mean, not too terribly tight, but you're going to tighten it up so there's no slack here on the end of this side. You could move them over there, whatever. Okay. So this is how big your bracelet's going to be. And I would say that this is an average size. For me, this would be a little big, but and it's probably like a 7.5. You could even take a few beads off if you wanted to. Like I said, these ones, got to be careful when you're taking beads off. These ones here were probably a bit much, so let's take them off. Go back through one side and tighten this up. Okay, once you feel like it's tight enough and it's not crazy, what you're going to do is we're going to tie a surgeon's knot. So you're going to pull these apart and you're going to go 1, 2, pull it. Don't Hercules it or anything. Then you're going to go right over left, 1, 2, pull it. And at this point, you can give it a little tug. And really, in all essence, that should be enough. But I like to just do a little more for safety. 1, 2. Okay. Then you would hit this knot with just a smidge of hypo cement. If you have to use an E6000, that's fine too. You just want to use, oh, I don't have a scissor over here. How's that even possible? Oh, here it is. You want to use a glue that is not going to, you don't want to use super glue. You want to use a glue that is going to, like an epoxy, like an epoxy glue. So when it glues, like it's still movable, you know what I mean? And so then what you can do is you can put the glue on there, and then you can move this through and hide your knot. So that one's in a silver one. Once you got the glue on there, you should be good to go. Now, these little frayings, I would not suggest this. I would probably actually rework this because there's a little fraying, and that makes it a little bit unstable. So you got to be careful. But anyway, here is our bracelet, stretch bracelet, and that's what it looks like on. See, it's a little big for me because I have a little tiny wrist, but that is one way to do the Ilonga. Okay, now we are going to try this 1 millimeter Ilonga. Now, you don't double the 1 millimeter. I mean, you could if you had some really heavy duty beads, but I'm not going to because I don't have heavy duty beads. And I'm going to grab my, I don't have another needle over here. I have one of those bead-along needles, you know, with the hole in or whatever, but it's over on my bead table. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a piece of wire. This is a piece of that wire we were working with on the necklace, and I'm going to make a leader. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a little loop like this, put this through there, and I'm going to use this portion to put my beads on. So bring the beads back over here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on a bead so that this doesn't fall off here. Okay, and I'm just going to start putting on beads. And quite honestly, I'm just going to, this is what we have left. I don't know if these will fit on here. Maybe. Yeah. And I'm just going to string. And I'm just going to string these. I mean, you could do a pattern if you wanted. I am not going to. I'm just going to string them however I see fit until we have enough to make a stretch bracelet. Oh yeah. All right, so now with this one, get out of here. Now with this one, you just take the leader wire off. And so now this is on one string. So again, you stretch it, get your beads moving around there. And there's two ways you could tie this off. So you could do another surgeon's knot. But for this different scenario, we are going to, I don't know what this knot is called, but you hold both of these. It looks like this. See? We go around once, go around twice. It's basically a surgeon's knot, but kind of weird. Okay. So you're gonna pull it out so it's taut, and then we're gonna go 1 and 2. You're just doing that with both strings. Mine just came apart. I don't know where they are. Here we go. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, so now here's the tricky part with this knot. You're gonna kind of swirl it up close to your beads and just kind of pull it in like so. See? you would hit that with a little hypo cement. Get a little snippy. I don't know if you can tuck it in this bead. I don't think that bead's big enough. Nope. You cannot. Now, that bothers you. This is one of the reasons. You could put a larger bead cap over the top of this. You could have added a larger hold bead close to the end here, so it would have slid inside there. You could wire wrap yourself up with a little charm. Let's do that. And put on there. Let's see if I have a head pin. Like a ball head pin. Yeah, I do. Okay. So now these ball head pins are a little harder to work with, but still, nonetheless, we can do it. So, let's just put on a little something like this. And a silver one, okay. Or if you had a charm, you know, clearly. And then we'll just, again, leave yourself enough space so that your plier can touch it. Go over the top. Spin your plier out to the side. Okay. Now, you could put this on there right now. I'm going to put mine on with a jump ring because the whole purpose is to try to hide that knot, right? So twist this around. Come in here with my cutter. Make sure everything is where it should be. And I'm going to get a jump ring. Now, let's see what I got. I'm looking for a little thicker jump ring. But this one looks to be what I got over here. So, use that one. And I can't believe there's not one little charm rolling around left. I mean, there could have been. I could have used the leaf. I could make another charm. But, oh my God. I guess that's what we got. So anyway, so you're just going to take this, stretch it out, put it on the string here. Be careful not to cut, clip, damage, make weak any spots when you're doing any of this on the Yolanga. And for the most part, they're going to be looking at the charm, not at your knot. Right? And this one is a little more my size, so a little tighter. But yeah, that can be a problem. So anyway, there's number 2. Okay. All right, guys, we're getting down to the wire. Literally, I'm pulling out the memory wire. And I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3. So we got pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need 4. I don't remember if it's 4 or 3, but anyways, I'm going with my heavy duty cutter here. And I'm going to cut these guys. We're going to make us some earrings, some memory wire wrapped hoops. Once we have this cut, we are going to cut at 11 and 2. Now, I learned this from Candy Cooper. I think she did it on the Bead Extravaganza's website. Something to that effect. All right. So now we have our 4 pieces of memory wire. Now, I am going to take my little loopty beadle-on loopty tool, memory wire wrap tool, and I am going to use the little side towards me, and I am going to roll this loop towards me till I get a loop. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to make sure that's bent, because that's going to be the top of our earring, and I want to make sure that I have a good loop there that's going to stand up. Do the same thing on this side. All right. I'm going to do all of these at the same time. So they're ready to go. Okay. Now, I'm going to put on all these little crystal beads. I'm going to fill this whole earring up. Is the plan. With the orange here. And you don't have to fill the whole thing up at all if you don't want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13 is going to be my middle point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that would do the other side. We got 2 to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So not enough. So got 13 on here. Let's do 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. It's looking like the magic number. Oh, there's another one. Let's make it an even 20. See that? Make it an even 20. Okay, now that we got our beads on there, we're going to take our looper, and again we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side, rolling this towards us, and then I am going to see, this is supposed to come up and fit through there, so I'm going to take this and I am going to turn it this way. Do you see that? Now I'm going to open up this little link so that when I go to close it, it should fit around there. But because you can see it's sticking out a little bit, it's because I didn't bend it far enough. So get it really bent over there. And Then, oh. Okay, you don't feel like that. There we go. There we go. So you kind of got to wiggle these a little bit to get them sitting straight. You want to make sure the loop is closed and that it's also sitting straight. It's kind of hard, and it takes some doing. Tell you that much. But it can be done. And plus, once you get it done, it's on there for goodsy. So we'll just wing up this other one. Okay. So, you guys, this is what we got left. Well, these don't even belong in there. A few little silver spacer beads and a few bead caps. I am pretty happy with that. We made quite a few projects. These are the ones that we made tonight. So tonight we made 3 pairs of earrings, 1 necklace, and 2 stretch bracelets. And that was with what we had left of the bargain bead box. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm excited. I'm excited to get started on November. I can't believe like we used all of the beads except for just these few little beads, you know, metal spacers, which we can use on anything really. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm really going to try to edit this one down. If you do, please leave me a like, a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you know when I'm putting up new videos. I kind of put up there's no real set schedule for me. I just put the videos up as the mood strikes when I want to make jewelry. So I'm sure if you guys are making, you know how that goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.